Get your insults ready. Come on. Get the insults going. This is going to be a classic. I am the wizard. And apparently, even my name is wrong according to the Wandelt fans. Well, I don't care. And in this video, wow, Julie Wandelt actually admits to harassing and stalking the McCanns. I know. Marvellous. You couldn't make it up. So, shall we get on with it? Shall we launch the interview where Julie Wandelt admits to stalking and harassing? It's absolutely class. I was actually looking for something else, I'll be honest. And then all of a sudden I saw this. So I was going through, because I don't know if you know, Shaun Attwood has done 13, maybe. Could be more videos with his cash cow. I mean, with Julie Wandelt. I mean, it's making him a lot of money, so why wouldn't he go with her narrative? Well, it's basically got her arrested, hasn't it? So that's what you get for egging on someone who's mentally ill, thinks they're actually someone who's actually dead. Oh, I don't know. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, do not forget to like this video and subscribe if you want to. It's all free. Happy days. Can't knock a freebie. Can't knock a freebie. But yes, this live is going to be something you could use in court against Julie Wandelt. Grab your brews. Yes, I've got my own cup with my own face on it. I've got my own face behind me, look. I think they wrote a song about me in the 90s called Mr. Vain. Hey! Leave the comedy at home, mate. What was that all about? But yeah, I've got it all lined up, as you can see it right there. Julie Wandelt. And there she is with Shaun Attwood. This was actually, I believe, in December the 15th, 2024. So we have to remember when we're watching this, Julie Wandelt has pleaded not guilty. And then she's going to say this. So get ready for giggles. You have to let me know. Make sure you can hear it all out. I've got my headphone in. Make sure you can hear it. I'll keep pausing it. I mean, we're reviewing it, but I don't want to be done for copyright. But I'll have to pause it here and there, which I'm going to anyway, because I'm going to have my say, aren't I? And I'm sure you'll be in the chat saying your say. But, you know, she thinks she's innocent. She thinks she's innocent. She's pleaded not guilty, and we're about to see her prove herself guilty. I don't know why I spoke like that, but nonetheless, shall we get on with it?
Julia, part 11. Would you believe it? There have been so many twists and turns in this story, and we've got huge developments tonight. No
twists and turns, and they're all fake.
Not only has Julia met the McCanns, but also...
Did you hear that? Not only has Julia met the McCanns.
The police have sent her this horrible, big, long report, completely citing mainstream media, like the BBC, to make...
That'd probably be about, like, not doing a DNA test, because obviously Julie Wandelt's already had a DNA test and she's Polish.
Julia sound like she said things she hasn't even said, so they could shut her down from getting the DNA test. And when you hear this, because when I had a long conversation with Julia the other night, I was furious and disgusted and going through all these emotions that I imagine.
I can't believe he actually said that, knowing that Julia's lying.
If you support Julia, some of you are going to go through tonight. And for people...
No, do not support Julia. Not in any shape or form. Not this planet, not on Saturn, not on Neptune, and certainly not on Mars or Earth.
Out there who don't think Julia has got the right to tell her story, why even watch?
This is, I think he tells everyone to bog off or something, but no, she has a right to tell her story. Everyone can, but you believe it.
Watching, bog the hell off. It's Christmas almost soon. Focus on the festive season, folks. Love, gift giving, and respect.
Not
And with that
Bob.
said, Julia, thank you for coming back, my friend.
Let me know if you can.
Hi, Shaun. Hi,
hear it all.
everyone.
Hello,
What can I
everyone.
say? First thing, yeah, I met Ken Jerry.
Watch Julia when she talks. She blinks a lot more than the normal person, and she also sort of looks up into the sky as if she's trying to like think of something to say, because this isn't coming naturally to her, obviously, because she's lying.
So I decided to go to UK. I made this decision about 2 months ago, actually. So I knew that I want to go there. I knew that I want to try to meet them. Yeah, I went there with my friend.
Let's get Julia that DNA test, they say. She's had one, she's Polish. And she's actually admitting it took her 2 months to plan.
And we were waiting for them to come back home after, we guess, work. Yeah, and Kate came back. She parked her car and she was trying to, and my friend was like, it's not their car, don't go there, it's not their car. And I was like, it is their car, because I saw their car first in May 2024 when I saw them in the car before the vigil. So that's why.
So I don't know if you heard that. She's saying and she knew it was their car because she saw them at the vigil. And I don't know if you know, they actually had to not attend a vigil for their own daughter because Julie Wandelt. So she's basically admitted to that there and then. Literally, she just said it.
I knew it was their car. So I immediately went out from a Karen's car, running to Kate, and yeah, and when I saw her, basically.
If any adverts pop up, I have got my laptop to my left. If I see an advert pop up, I'll do what I've just done then and just pause it, because obviously during an advert, you're going to miss it.
She was like taking bags from shop from her car, and I said, Kate, and she turned around, turned to me, and she was looking at me, and she immediately she started crying. And you can believe or not, but I was there. Karen was there. She's a witness. She started crying in the moment when she saw me.
Yes, she would start crying because, I mean, this falls into the harassment and stalking. She's not going to smile and hug you and say, oh, hello, fake person.
I don't think that if I would be just...
All these messages that they put up on screen for all this, these all the people, all the names you see here, like all the love Julia, they are complicit in her getting arrested because they've egged her on. They've literally egged her on, knowing she's mentally ill and she's making false claims about being a dead girl. They still, not only does Shaun platform her, and I have emailed Shaun asking like if we could do an interview, because I'll be obviously against Julia Wandelt and he'd be for Julia Wandelt, and I think that'd make good content. People want to see that, and I've got all my evidence. You've seen in all my videos, everything that I've got. I could have that, but I've not heard back from him. I emailed him 3 or 4 days ago, so I'm not expecting to hear from him, to be fair. I'll be honest, because like I say, Julia is his cash cow. But how many people do you get stalked and harassed and are happy to see you? It's obvious that Kate is going to cry.
A stranger, she would react like that, and I don't think anyone would. Some people say.
So I don't think anyone would react like that. Well, Kate did, so that proves that wrong.
That it's harassment, whatever.
Yeah, it is.
Tell me, please, why can Jerry have never reported me to the police? If they
have reported you to police. That is a blatant lie, and the fact that she's now in custody until October the 2nd proves. Like, who called the police then?
Think I'm just a stranger. If they think that
you are a stranger,
annoying, that I destroyed their name somehow,
mental health,
that I give them distress, like Kate said, why would they? Why haven't they? Why?
Let me know in the comments what you think. You can hear what I'm hearing. I'm hoping you can hear it all right as well. So happy days. But jump in the comments, tell me even what I'm saying. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments.
Haven't they reported me to the police? Because
they have reported you to the police.
I don't think I'm just a stranger, to be honest.
I don't think I'm a stranger. She's a girl who was born in Poland with Polish DNA, and she's coming over randomly trying to jump on a bandwagon because she's desperate for fame. What? Okay, Julia.
Because if I was just a stranger, no, normally people when someone will show up next to your house, someone who will speak about you on the internet, or whatever.
You know, we're going to go, please tell Julia that she has angels protecting her. I can see them behind her. Wow. Trying to make it, you are a Fruit Loop. What are you on about? If you can see angels behind her protecting her, let me know, because I can't see nothing. I can just see like a weird brownie cream wall. That's probably supposed to be white, to be fair, but you know, over time it gets discoloured, doesn't it? But this is the sort of stuff that supporting Julia, putting comments like this up, or even typing them, like angels protecting her. No, I don't think so. Do you? She's absolutely talking out of her backside, and you're telling me that you want to put up, oh, angels are protecting her. I bet you this woman actually typed that just so Shaun would see it and put it up on screen, and like, it's just egging her on. Pathetic.
And would say something to you that like, I want to speak with you, and you don't know this person, right? So I guess, I know if you would do this, but I guess everyone.
I'm not being funny, right? If she turned up, say, and it was me and my missus, and she turned up like that, I'll be pushing her straight on her ass.
Would say, leave me alone, go out from my house, I don't want to speak with you, or would call the police.
She's not
and
brave,
even not
she's a
speak with
liar.
you, with this person. This, like, I guess what I would do if someone would show up next to my place and would say, I don't know, something, I would probably, if I would be angry, I would probably even not speak with this person, go to the house, straight into the house, ignore this person and call the police. Or I would say, I would be very angry and I would say, go out, I'll call the police in the moment when I.
Anything and everything she's done was logged by the police. The McCanns did tell the police, so she's lying on that.
would say this, I would call the police.
Yeah,
Kate's actions didn't fit the words. She was very emotional, and I could clearly see she, in my opinion, she knows who I am. That's my opinion. In my opinion, she was scared of Jerry because he showed up a few minutes after she came. So yeah, but I think I have never seen Kate in such a big emotions like I saw her that day.
Because she's had enough.
No
she's
interview
literally had
of
enough
them,
of
nothing.
you.
I've never seen her so in this kind of emotions. So I'm very happy she spoke with me somehow. I don't know. I truly think that she knows who I am, my real identity, and Karen thinks the same, my friend, because look,
we know your
the
real
recording
identity.
of
Julie
my conversation
Wandelt,
with Kate and Jerry is published on my Instagram.
Her mum Dorota gave her her birth certificate, and they've actually proven that she was born in the hospital that she was said to be born in on the date that she claimed, which is the 20th of August 2001. She is sat there making out she's Madeleine McCann, knowing she's 2 years too old.
Instagram. Shaun will show audio transcript in one moment, but you have to remember that I was there, my friend was there, and what you can hear is like a part of that because it's just audio. I saw them. I saw their body language. I saw their reaction, her reaction, and I don't think it's typical reaction.
Don't know who you are.
I don't think that people react like that to the stranger, and that's all. What
They
I'm trying
will
to say
react
is
like
that
yes.
she was too emotional for just a stranger, like, if you know what I mean. So can you?
So is that all she's got? That's her whole argument, is because Kate was that scared she started crying, and then she's saying, "Oh, but you wouldn't do that with a stranger. You're stalking and harassing them," and this is a continuation from what you've been doing for months. So to someone like Kate or Jerry, it will be building up that much, and you want to pick on the fact that Kate cried because there you were right in front of her, a part of your stalking and harassment campaign due to your delusion of thinking that you're someone that you're not. I mean, if this fails, like, you know, she claims to be the German girl, that was proved wrong. Polish girl, that was proved wrong. American toddler, that was proved wrong. Madeleine McCann, that's ridiculous. I mean, is she going to be Napoleon next?
Can you show the transcript with Kate?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to read that. But before I do, for people who've tuned in who are not familiar with Julia's story, let me just recap, because a few people have asked in the chat for me to recap.
Okay.
So this is episode 11 with Julia, and we started out with Julia playing a phone call from Operation Grange, refusing to give her a DNA test to ascertain whether
she's had a DNA test. She's Polish. They say 100% Polish, but there was Lithuanian and Romanian traces too. So there is absolutely no way in any shape or form, due to the DNA test that was done by Dr. Thea Johansson, who was partnering up with Julia originally, has proven beyond all reasonable doubt, so much so that Dr. Thea Johansson is nowhere near Julie Wandelt today. Why is that? Why is that? Anyone got any ideas? Truthful travel reports. The Free Julia group has some of the most brain dead followers. Yes. Oh, I was a bit nervous. Like, I see big things and I got to clip them. I don't read them before I put them up, and I was a bit worried. But brain dead followers is bang on. Truthful travel reports. You've just won the internet. The comments and theories are off the scale. I've noticed most are in their 60s and just believe everything Julia says. Yeah, and that's what's dangerous, because it's egging her on. That's probably what's got her arrested, to be fair. So what makes it worse is she knows full well who she is. Exactly. She does. I mean, what point? I mean, yeah. I mean, it's so. You wake up in the morning, you know who you are. You know where you're from. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I can go back to when I'm 7, and I obviously can't really remember nothing. So how she's coming out of all this, I don't know. But blimey, her mother gave her birth certificate, and it showed she was born in the 20th of the 8th, 2001. So she's got it all there, but now Julia claims she's never had her birth certificate. Why is that then? Because it doesn't fit her narrative. But everyone else is saying what they're doing, and it's egging her on, and she won't stop, because she's like, yes, I'm getting the attention, I'm getting the fame that I'm so desperately seeking.
Or not, she could be Madeline McCann. Now, a few years ago, Julia set up an Instagram saying, I am Madeline McCann. It got millions of followers very quickly, and it was international news. She went on TV. But she was quickly destroyed by the mainstream establishment.
Yeah, destroyed. Yeah, go away. You were destroyed for a reason, because you're wrong.
Who put out news stories saying that she's crazy. They put out news stories.
She is crazy.
Saying that she had admitted that she shouldn't have claimed to be Madeline, and she was sorry. She was apologizing for doing that. And they've used this to make it sound like she's a fraud. So when you look back, and if you put like her name in Google, all these stories still come up to this day. This woman's crazy.
She's crazy. She's an absolute Fruit Loop. I mean, blimey heck. So I didn't know this. Truthful travel reports. I've actually done a video on this. I didn't that he dropped her, and I said in there, I bet he knows something we don't know. Sergey, her media representative. That's what's his name? Sergey Sinclair. Her media representative. He's dropped her. Yes. Carried out a test for her on her request. He didn't release the results, but he dropped her a few days later. So I didn't know that. I've done a video saying like he must know something. He's dropped her, but I did not know there was a DNA test there as well. So that's 2. So Dr. Thea Johansson done one, and that proves that she's Polish. And then now this PR representative apparently done one, and then they're not going to release that. It's not looking good. Thing is, it doesn't fit Julia's narrative, does it? That's the problem. If it doesn't fit her narrative, that's it. See you later. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, she claims like, was it 69% that Jerry's her dad? I thought, between mum and dad, it's normally 50-50. But what Julia doesn't know is 99.9% of all human DNA is exactly the same. It's that 0.1 difference that makes us who we are, makes us look different, blah, blah, blah. So she actually knew about DNA. She'd understand that her claims are ridiculous. But I did not know, Truthful Travel Reports, that he actually carried out a test for her on her request. I did not know that. So that's news to me. I'll be looking that up afterwards, having to see what I can find. But that's crazy. But that explains why he dropped her, because like I just said in my video, I'm like, oh, he dropped her. Maybe he knows something we don't. And I had a feeling that it wouldn't come out, obviously. And there we go. That does explain it.
she's a fraud. She's apologized for doing this.
Yep, she's a fraud. And she did apologise. She actually came out and said to the McCanns, I apologise for the heartache. I apologise for saying what I said. I was wrong. And then she's flip of a coin. Oh, no, but I am Maddie again. Well, you just apologised and admitted you were wrong. That's how nutty she is. Nuttier than a snicker.
And on and on and on and on and on it goes, because something is not right in this whole investigation. Julia came.
Yes, the investigation. It's nothing to do with actually her. But look at her. She looks nothing like the McCanns. Nothing at all. She's too big for a start. There is nothing about Julia that if you looked at her, would you ever think that she's part of the McCann? No. Looks nothing like them. And even in this, like saying like how she visited Kate. I mean, what are the effects on Emily and Shaun as well?
Came to my channel through John Wedger, ex-London cop, and he believes Madeleine McCann is dead. John and myself have never said that Julia is Madeleine McCann. Julia is on a journey to find out who she is, and I know how.
She's on a journey to find out who she is, but she would not admit that she is not Madeleine McCann. So, LeBron James. What's LeBron James? Is he a basketball player? Another thing that people don't realise, Julia's has had tests the week she was arrested. Anyone arrested has a DNA taken. Julia's was taken. This goes into the national and international DNA. Yes, it does. Yeah, I did see that. She had obviously been arrested, etc. Yeah, she would have had the DNA done and everything. Surely on that they can then do ancestry DNA or whatever test they wish to do to official. But even in this, Shaun goes on and on and on about DNA tests, and he knows full well she's had one, or now may have had two. So how many DNA tests do you need to prove you're Polish that you can still deny because it doesn't fit your narrative? Databank where all missing people except DNA is held. If she was Madeleine, it would have flagged up straight away. Yeah. Exactly that. And I've even done a video. I think I'll put something sarcastic like Julie Wandelt steals crime scene DNA. I put that because she's saying that she had Jerry's DNA, his saliva from a pillow in the crime scenes from the actual hotel. I'm like, how many nutters do you know that given DNA? Whatever. I don't know where I was going with that, but it's just it blows my brain. It blows my brain. It just makes no sense. It wasn't too long ago Julia was involved with Big Chungus. Oh, what's Big Chungus? Oh, I've not heard of that. That's quite a cool name though, isn't it? Big Chungus. Big Chungus. But yeah, having her DNA taken and that, and then making out she had Jerry. So there's no way she'll get Jerry's DNA. No way. Not from a crime scene. That's ridiculous. So for her to then say, oh, we're 69%. Well, my father, normally 50-50. So
that affects people psychologically, because my mum was adopted and she was on that same journey and it really impacted her. And
yeah, see, like he's saying, oh, I forgot I've got this actually speeded up. It's on 125. That's not too bad. He said like his mum was on a journey, like she was I was adopted. And what? Yeah, you go on a journey, you don't start making out your blooming Tom, Dick and Harry. It's
Julie has the right to tell her story, and anyone who says she doesn't are just anti-freedom of speech.
No, it's not anti-freedom of speech. You can't go around with a false narrative and then say, I'm lying, I have a right to free speech. You've got to speak the truth.
And just censorship people. So Julia has done more work than a private investigator. She's come on every episode and
then fabricates, changes, and makes sure that it all comes back in her favour. That's not really sort of investigating. That's falsifying evidence. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the
presented
chat.
More and more evidence to suggest that she could be Madeleine McCann,
No,
and nothing has ever come along to complete.
It has. A DNA is Polish. That completely eradicates it.
Rule out that she is not Madeline McCann.
Yes, a DNA.
Which just
Polish.
makes it the
DNA.
story even more
Polish.
compelling and
DNA,
even more in the public
Polish.
interest.
How many more
Because
times?
we all just want to get to the truth. We all just want to get to the bottom of things.
No, you don't.
So,
you want to cash in on it. That's why you've now done 13 different shows on it. You're cashing in on it. You know her DNA has proven she is Polish for the 50th time.
I'm not familiar. Go back and watch the other episodes, and you will see what interesting and emotional.
No, you'll see that she's fabricated everything, and she writes things out on Word documents and this and that. And I've not long loaded up. She puts on Instagram a doctor's letter and had a date of birth on it. I've done a video on that. So she's proven herself. She's 2 years too old, let alone DNA.
Journey this has been for Julie, and how brave she is going up against the establishment and doing more research than a private investigator to come up with all these things she's coming up with. It's phenomenal. So let me just, I'm going to read you the conversation that she had with the McCanns. So this is an audio transcript of conversation with Kate and Jerry McCann. I did not know Julia was going to go out there and do this. I only found out after the fact. So Kate says, this is part of property. And then Julia, only 2 minutes, please. Kate, no. Julia, only 2 minutes. I understand you. And then Karen, I thought you want to find your daughter. And that's your friend, right, Julia?
Karen Sprague. I believe she's the 60-year-old woman mentioned that she is actually facing charges just like Julia, but she was not remanded in custody until October. She was released in the April hearing.
Yes, Karen, my friend.
All right. So, Kate, I do, but I don't need this. Julia, but I am not lying. Karen, she is your daughter. Julia, I am not lying. Kate, she's not my daughter. I will now call the police. Julia, call the police. Kate, this is private property. I'm not lying. Please, I have DNA. I'll call the police and I'll call her out.
So she's actually saying to Kate that she has DNA when, wow, how deluded.
That's what Kate said. Julia, please don't care. Kate, you're a lot of distress. Julia to Karen, no, don't shout at Kate. Karen, question mark. Julia, I see her cry. Do you remember, Kate, how the media betrayed you? They lied about me. Karen, media betrayed her to Kate about Julia. Julia, they lied about me like they lied about you. I will show you. This is one thing. Karen, please let her show you. Kate, please, Julia, just go away. There is nothing you can do. And with a totally broken voice. And then Jerry says, I think you need help. You're not Madeline.
Well, there you go. That's it. Nicely said, Jerry. I think you need help. You're not Madeline. That's it. Sums it up. Crazy.
Karen says, how do you know without DNA? How do you know? Jerry, please do not hassle us. Karen.
She's had DNA. She's English. I mean, that's all you're going to hear me say through this, I think.
Listen, Jerry, I don't know what your investment is. Karen, just listen. Jerry, no, don't listen. We're not having a discussion. Karen, you haven't done a DNA test. Jerry, we don't do a DNA. Julia, I have all markings on my body, all the moles. I have the memories. If you're not familiar with the series, Julia also has the eye discoloration.
That eye thing is an absolute false flag. I've even shown in previous videos a couple of different photos actually of Julia. She has nothing in her eye, nothing at all. And the one they claim, you can see it's a shadow and it's not even going in the right direction of Madeline's eye freckle or collarboma. So that's a lie. The eye has been proven and debunked, as has DNA and date of birth. So it's not looking good for Julia, but you know, everyone's supporting her.
And there's photos of it. I think these things change over time, but there was a time when it looks pretty identical. Jerry, no, you have said so much stuff. We don't want any information from you. Karen, well, all I'm saying is, Julia, I have DNA on paper. My DNA profile was compared. Jerry, police are well aware about Julia and her situation. Julia, but I'm not lying. Jerry, how are you going like that? Karen says, because I have a policeman. And then Jerry, okay, you go to him and get him to send all the information to the Metropolitan Police. Julia says, the police officer threatened me. Jerry, Julia has an indistinguishable. Karen says, you're a Freemason. And then Jerry, what are you talking about? I'm a Christian.
I have to say, I had no idea what Karen was going to say. I was thinking that she would just like stay next to me, I will talk, but she wanted to support me. I didn't know that she would say it. So just for you to know, I had no idea she would say it.
And then Julia says, no, not Freemason. And then you were trying to show him the recording of the phone call with Mark from Operation Grange, but Jerry did not want to look at it. And then Jerry says, we're not having a discussion. And Julia says, please take it. And that was the forensic DNA expert's opinion regarding Julia's DNA and Madeline's DNA and full documents with the DNA profile name of laboratory and other details. And Jerry says, please do not. And then inaudible. Then Julia, take it. I am Madeline. I am Madeline. Do DNA test with me and rule me out. Rule me out. Please take it. Wow.
And when I said rule me out, he just closed.
If that's not harassment and stalking, I don't know what is. Well, that's just harassment beyond harassment.
The door. So
he didn't take anything.
No, he didn't take my documents.
I wouldn't either.
But the most interesting part of conversation with Jerry, in my opinion, is when he said, you have said so much stuff, we don't want any information from you. So he said, you have said so much stuff. So if he said it, then it means they watch my evidences, memories. What the hell can it mean? I mean, I don't get it.
I don't know if you also noticed, like while we're watching this, remember the shape of Madeline's face? It's just totally different. But when she's talking, her body language and that, she looks like she's getting comfortable in her lies. And then that could actually, as we've seen, like she's been arrested, but that's dangerous.
I think they should do it to end this whole story and put it to rest finally, because there's just so much uncertainty and there's no need for it. It's completely unnecessary. Yeah,
I mean, they could have done DNA tests in May 2022 when I first
they done a DNA test. You are Polish.
Contacted the police in Operation Range. They have never done this. I don't think it's normal behavior of parents who look for their missing child. I don't wanna.
Let's be honest. She's more deceased than missing. Good on you, Shaun, for pushing this girl's case and not giving up on her legend, mate. Oh my word. Shaun Pearson, you are indeed nuttier than a Snicker. You're a Fruit Loop.
Blame anyone, but I don't think. Look, I'm not a parent, but I have younger half siblings, older as well, but younger too. And if my sister would be missing and some girl would show up 10 years later, or I don't know how many years later, I would definitely do a DNA test with her because I love my sister and I would like to have her back, right? So I don't get it, but also the words that Kate said, Julia, just go away. There is nothing you can do.
So what's all this? What are they putting all this up? Julia links. What's this link tree? Is this like link tree or information and rubbish? And he's known from day one she's not Madeline. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think I did put in the thumbnail like cash cow. That rings a bell. It's good for him for it to keep going on because he knows people out there are that stupid they're supporting her. So he can jump on that, and he's probably the only one doing so. With this Ron Swanson from Project Rue Q. And as they're the only ones, they can cash in on it because everywhere else they go, they got people like me just saying, what a load of rubbish. And there's too much evidence proving that she is not Maddie for them to sit there and make out that there's no evidence to prove she's not Maddie. That's just beyond. I mean, this is when, like, that's why you end up banged up and held in custody.
What it means, there is nothing I can do. I don't know.
You can just go away.
I don't think these words are the words that you would say to a stranger.
Yes, they are.
They're just completely trying.
I'll be honest though, my words would be a lot harsher. There'd be a lot of bleeping, and if like someone like that was like him giving all that to my missus, I'll be pushing her. I don't care if she fell over. I wouldn't care if she slipped and banged her head. I wouldn't care. Honestly, would not care. I'd be like, you are a psycho. There's something wrong with you. Bugger off, basically. So anything and everything that comes to her is not only just down to her delusion, but you got Shaun and this Ron and all the people on the messages egging her on, saying, yes, we know, yeah, this and that. And like the evidence already is proven she is not, but there you are. So you are complicit. You should be held as accountable as Julia for egging her on.
Trying to write you off, and it's totally unreasonable and unnecessary, I think, because let's put ourselves in their shoes. Say I had a missing child and another child of comparable age appeared years later with the same eye discoloration.
You know where this is going. Oh, I would have, yeah. I discoloration. There is no eye discoloration. That's the thing. The eye is not there. She's lying.
And many other similar traits.
There's no similar trait.
I would be interested in that to find out
No,
the
you
truth.
wouldn't.
I wouldn't just
She
say go
knows
away,
she's
go away,
lying.
go away. You're crazy, which seems to be the attitude these people have got.
Because she hasn't got the eye thing.
And I would actually,
collarbone or
even if I
freckle, whatever
felt
you
he
wanna
wasn't
call
my
it.
child, I would want to do the
I
DNA
know,
test
because the DNA
just to
test
give
is
you peace of
Polish.
mind, rather than you being out there unsettled and claiming things
Shaun
I don't
Attwood
think are
is an
true.
embarrassment.
So
to
either
YouTubers.
perspective, it's in their interest to shut you up to
You
do the
won't
DNA
reply to
test
my email.
if they think you are not Maddie. Because that would get rid of you
She's not
completely.
Maddie.
Overnight, you'd be gone.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but they don't do this.
Because
Same
you
with
won't
police.
go.
Yeah.
Got
That's
all
the
this
problem.
interaction.
Julia will not disappear. She admits she was wrong, then come back, and then lies about DNA. Absolute crazy. I mean, this has got to be one of the most weirdest situations of this millennium, and it'll probably be the only one as well. But Shaun Attwood is sort of wording it in a way that not only to support her, but back her up, and she will be using that for her own twisted gains.
Coming and going with the police, and we've got more to discuss today.
Yeah.
The police did the DNA test. That cop had, we don't have the money to do the DNA test. We spent millions, but we don't have the money to do the DNA test. They've done it. It's over like that.
I mean,
And she's Polish.
I can't wait when you will show report from IOPC. It's in the end of the file that I sent to you. But what they said there, you said in BBC interview.
But also, right, other than not wanting to waste 60 to 100 quid on DNA test because she's Polish, right? At what point would you say, have your daughter taken? And people were saying the McCanns are complicit in like whatever happened on that night, knowing full well she could come back years later. You just wouldn't do it, would you? So there's no way that the McCanns would say, you know, get rid of their child, knowing that she'd come back like 10, 15, 20, 30 years later. I mean, how ludicrous is that even as an idea? Like, they know what, so they actually gave Maddie away. Is that what you're saying? No, full well she'll come back and then they'd just deny it. Why would they do that with their daughter?
That you regret saying your Maddie McCann. They said, no, I never said it. BBC used it as a title. It never came out from my mouth. And also, yeah, and we know now who the mark is. We know who didn't want to do, who made the decision about not doing DNA test. So we will show
She's
it to you today.
Polish.
But first,
Liar.
can we start
Fraud.
from this voice comparisons?
Yes. Do you want me to play the audio?
Yeah. So first, I would say the audio is also published on my Instagram. The audio, first part of the audio shows Madeline's voice. Second part shows my voice when I was a child. I don't know how old I was. Maybe 9, maybe 10. Not sure.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Ridiculous.
Just before you do that, I actually need to nip away. Are you?
The blooming similarities of this Ron is Sean's psychic. He's been there for how long? I hasn't said a word, so I don't know what his purpose is.
Have you got everything
Yeah.
that we need? We've got the. Have you got the video?
I'm playing it now.
No, you've got that. Yeah. So, did you get the? Sorry, mate. I thought I was going to be able to be here. Have you got the? Okay, so it's the 58-second audio file of the video you sent, Julie. Right.
Yep, we're all covered.
Yeah, you're all covered. Right, wicked. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you in the next show. Julie, I'll see you at 7 o'clock.
Okay, cool.
All right, wicked.
All right, thanks, Ron.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
short.
See you later.
All right. I'll play the whole thing, then we can examine it more closely.
Here we go.
Okay, and just remind the viewers what they're listening to. Do you want to just remind the viewers what they're?
Oh my god, that comment! What a ridiculous! She's had one done. She's Polish.
about to listen to?
I just said it, but I can say again.
Yeah,
The
say it again.
first part of this audio recording is Madeline's voice, and the second part is my voice when I was a child, when I was about 9 or 10 years old.
All right, and the purpose of playing this is
This would be funny as because like kids can indeed sound sort of similar and that. L123. Yeah, I did ask. I said like, who's Big Chungers? I don't know. I do not know. I would like to know. Have a quick Google Big Chungers. But here we go. So this is going to be a voice comparison.
because then did you ask the AI to comparison?
Yeah, I asked ChatGPT to compare my voice and Madeline's voice.
All right, so I'll play it now.
Może to na TikToku będzie.
Well, they actually sound the same.
Yeah,
at all,
so
don't they?
the first section played a bit louder than the second section, but don't worry. We'll Julia, should we go into the AI analysis?
AI analysis. We all got ears.
Oh,
You
we
could
lost
hear they
Julia.
weren't the same person.
All right, folks. Julia's got a Linktree link now, and
has she?
I'm going to put that in the live chat. So all the links are now under one link, and if you want to contact her, follow her on Instagram.
No.
So basically, what she's done is she's got a recording of Madeline McCann's voice. She's got a recording of her own voice,
And it sounds nothing
and
like
she's
each
put them
other.
in AI. And the next thing we're going to do is look at what the AI said
Oh, well,
so I've got
AI
that
says.
in front of me. I'll start this while we're waiting for Julia to come back in.
AI is that bloody
Let
new.
me.
I know, yeah. All and everything
I'll start
on
to
AI.
read this to you guys. Let me put. All right, there we are. Unique voice quality. In both recordings, the timbre could be similar. Both voices seem natural and likely share tonal characteristics that aren't
kids.
influenced by loudness or emotional delivery. Any similarity in timbre strengthens the case for the same speaker. All right, then we've got.
Yeah, that's just an advisory.
Let's see, speech patterns, manner of articulation, how the speaker forms
Not the
words and
same
rhythm of
voice,
speech
was
are
it?
consistent traits. Both voices display similar pacing, how quickly or slowly words are spoken,
So kids.
pronunciation, specific sounds that stand out, such as accents or unique ways of saying words. These patterns would suggest the same speaker. Then we've got number 4, frequency peaks in spectral analysis. Even if the energy or loudness changes the speaker's natural vocal anatomy, e.g. throat, mouth, shape, produces consistent resonant frequencies. Peaks in the frequency spectrum align across the two recordings, even different loudness. This would suggest a shared vocal source. Wow. Now, in previous, and the AI says the same thing every time, but it all
When babies
matches.
are born, they look the same, don't
The
they?
fundamental
They
pitch
like
range, baseline voice
voices.
frequency, share a mid-range fundamental frequency based on the absence of extremes, no deep bass or very high-pitched voices. If further
It's-
frequency analysis confirms overlap.
The Games Master. I don't know. Tell me more. What's the Nick Kerr scandal? I've not heard that. Has anyone else?
In peaks around specific frequencies, this would suggest a similarity. All right,
Those
let's
kids
keep
are
going.
similar. But you could tell that wasn't
We've
the same
got
voice.
noises, recording environment, or speaker behavior. If similar breathing patterns or that, she probably
Just forward it there.
should tell us everything's fine. It was just she had to take care of the dog or something.
I don't know what happened with my phone. I have no idea. It just died and I can't open it, so I use the second device.
Oh, okay, no worries. Because I've been on streams before, Julia, and the powers that be have attacked me through my internet service and shut me down to analysis. And now I'm on
But that
the
wasn't,
Metropolitan Police report. I'm about to start.
that wasn't really a Metropolitan Police report coming up. But that wasn't exactly like, the analysis of the century over two voices. Blimey. How many times do you hear your kids scream and you go outside and you realise it was a neighbour's kid? Do you know what I mean? It's like kids sound very similar. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Did you read eyes and ears comparison?
Oh, the eyes
Oh
and
my
ears.
word. She's
me find-
actually going to go down the eyes and ears. Oh my word. Your eyes, they're nothing like it. Oh my word. There's delusions, and then there's just, I don't know what this is.
That 1 second.
Are we live now?
All I did was the voice comparison right now.
But are we on live?
Eyes and ears.
Yeah, we're
Haven't
still
it?
live, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I was
That's
just
what
about
she
to start the
wants,
police
see?
report. Should we do the police report and then come back to the eyes and ears?
Yeah, we can. Okay.
That's
But
in
you
the chat.
want
Look at her body language. Look at the blinky blinks and the face, the little micro movements, macro movements, whatever you want to call them. It's just like, look at her and what she does and how she acts. You can just see it. It's like she's basking in her lies.
You want to read the OPC report?
Yeah, in the chat, they're saying that's what they want to hear the most.
Okay, good. We can. I don't mind.
All right.
Of course, you don't mind.
Distributed denial of service attack. Yeah, it was the DDoS. That's it. They've been doing DDoS through my internet service provider to shut down my live streams. All right, so here we go. This is from the Metropolitan Police.
No,
It
it's not.
says, so, am I reading the wrong thing?
I don't know what you read. I can't see, but IOPC report is
Reading this letter from the police to you.
because I wanted to do this in a good sequence. So the first letters are in the beginning, and don't mind.
Start at the top of this document. Resolution unit.
Report.
Page 1. I'm on page 1 right now.
Okay, read.
You normally start on page
What
one,
do you want?
so-
Is everything we can? I mean,
I think we should start with page 1. To the complaint you made to an abuse of power, a failure to investigate DNA lines of inquiry, and a lack of transparency.
That's just where she goes on and on about the police because they didn't check her DNA, so she feels like, you know, her statutory right or whatever you want to call it. It's just absolute hogwash. They actually know she's Polish. Do you know what I mean?
Leicestershire Police. You provided text in another language. I do not believe it would be proportionate for me to arrange for this to be translated to provide significant material in English.
No, because it's rubbish.
Within your complaint submission to Leicestershire Police, you detailed your memory of when you were taken and that you had been aid. I would suggest you submit a crime report relating to this in the relevant country of where this took place for an investigation to be carried out. Now,
Just goes
Mr. McCann are reasonable and suitable.
crazy.
I would encourage you to consider what material is placed on podcasts and in the media, and for you to consider if any other person will make gains from your belief, whilst encouraging you to discuss
Yes, you, Shaun. That's what they're on about. You make gains.
this publicly. So that they're blatantly saying then, Julia, that I am trying to capitalize on your story. I
Yep.
am obviously the podcaster because I think you've gone on this channel the most.
Yep.
And let's
Well.
remind them that you came to us. This was your
And you platformed her knowing that she would be your cash cow for the foreseeable future.
idea. John Wedger, an ex-London Met cop, was involved in this decision. And he said we should go ahead and do this because Julia's not crazy.
No, she is
And
crazy.
there was no solicitation of Julia to do this for our benefit whatsoever.
She's
This
more
channel
than
gets 5 to
crazy.
10 million views a month. The views Julia's got, she gets good views, but it makes no difference to what we're getting on this channel if you look at the monthly
Of
views. So we're
course
not
it does.
attempting to capitalize. We are
It's a
attempting
blatant lie.
to force you mofos to do the DNA and get this over with.
She's had
Isn't it?
DNA.
How simple could that be? You've got no common sense whatsoever, just blame shifting.
Polish
Back to Julia and
DNA.
myself. All right.
What more
Well,
do
they
you
have
need
no
to
one
know?
to blame. That's why they blame you and me. Yeah, I mean, what this woman wrote in her so-called report is actually
Yeah,
The complaints are
Imagine entering your name and a few details,
advert, the
and all of a
podcast.
sudden,
There we go.
all of
How
your
about
car
that?
finance agreements that you had between
Yeah.
contacted in the future. The officer will receive individual learning via learning through reflection, which will be completed with his line manager to ensure that complainants are contacted in the future. I would like to take the opportunity to
But why would
apologise
you?
to you for
Because
not
she's a
receiving your
time
phone call
waster. So
regarding
don't
your
blame the
complaint,
police officer
Anne,
for ignoring
which
her
relates
and
to
not
your concerns
replying.
over your DNA not being submitted for comparison. So you won number 5, Julia. You won number 5. They're apologising to you about that one.
yeah.
Yeah, because
The only-
I
they
wouldn't have
apologise
got back to her. Honestly, I wouldn't.
It's a Pyrrhic victory. All right, on 9/8/24, this is 6. You submitted a subject access request requesting all info relating to you. No response was received.
No.
Emailed with this outcome decision on 29/8/24 and advised what material was required. Request 01 was received 29/8/24 and was rejected for no proof of address. And they say this several times. Within your complaint submission, you raised there has been a failure to comply with data protection, GDPR, freedom of information. As a result of this, you've suggested there should be a change in policy. Given the timeframes above the statutory requirements are met, There will not be an application for any change in policy or a policy review as a result of your complaint.
Yeah.
Service provided was, can anyone guess in the chat? Get a free audiobook. The first 10 people to finish this sentence will get a free audiobook.
Well, it's trying to give stuff
Just
away.
email
man.
me attwood.shaun@hotmail.co.uk. I've got 17 books on Amazon available worldwide. We have said this word over and over throughout numbers
Plug
1 to
your book,
5.
mate.
Service provided.
Well,
Julie just outed it.
adequate.
Julie just outed it. Acceptable. First 10 people to put 14 audiobooks.
A book, so I think it will take me. Well, no
What's that?
mistake.
Let me just tell them. Email me what country you were in and what book you want, and I'll sort that. I'll give you a code and you get the book for free. Sorry, Julie, for interrupting. My email's on the screen, folks. Go on, go for it.
No, I just wanted to. I mean, I finished. I wanted to say what I said. So that they basically didn't do any mistakes in this woman's opinion. There was no threatening, no unprofessional behavior, no mistakes. They did nothing wrong, according to her, which is actually it's sad. It's sad how they treat people. So I wonder how they ladies behave.
But there's nothing sad about the way that Julia is treating the McCanns and stalking and harassing them. She's literally admitting here everything she's being accused of. She's admitting.
Behavior is.
Service provided was
Harassing the
acceptable,
police.
folks. That's going to be. We're going to get T-shirts with your face on them, Julia, and we'll have service provided was acceptable on the T-shirt. I think.
Well, if you go to the
Okay, on the back of the t-shirt.
there's a shirt that says
Is Operation
Julia
Green
is not
Public
Maddie.
Funded Clerk? It's asking. I believe so, isn't it?
Yes, I think so. Taxpayers.
I just love doing long-winded.
Yeah, because I asked the other question. Higher. It's
Look,
where
as
I
you can
said
see, this
not
is,
look at the variable. Yeah, here, lower,
ChatGPT chat.
lower. Yeah, here.
But you can manipulate
ignore the eyeball and you
ChatGPT
look at the
to
rest of
say
these two
it
photos,
in any
what's your
which way you
thoughts?
like. So I don't,
So, when
I don't
ignoring the
understand why
eyeballs
they
and focusing on the
went through that.
All right, so Nunya is wondering why you can't just do a DNA
And they've done
ancestry
that as
test. This
well.
old chestnut.
Because it has
But it was the main bit at the beginning, like she's going on about all this, that, and everything else. But let me know in the comments. What do you think? What do you think? Because it's a crazy one. It is a crazy one, but there's definitely more evidence that she is not than she is. That's all I can say. I mean, she's basically admitting everything there, so I just thought I'll look at that. Julia is not Maddie. I had to throw that there. Had to be done. That's at thewizardswords.com. Had to be done. Naughty me throwing that up there. But what do you think? Let me know in the chat. She's basically admitting that she went to see and made the McCanns cry, i.e. Kate. I mean, how can she plead not guilty? How can she plead not guilty? But yeah, I don't know what else to say on that, really. I mean, blimey. But Shaun Attwood is definitely complicit. So, I don't know. Let me type this in. I don't know. Plug myself there, that. But I don't know how she can plead not guilty. And she's actually in that video. There's other videos with Shaun Attwood where she's sort of saying what she's doing, how she's done it. Obviously, she manipulates the results to fit her narrative, but nonetheless, she's there. She's admitting in an interview, I went to see the McCanns with that Karen Spragg, who's also been arrested. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't get it. I do not get it. But Shaun Attwood knows exactly what he's doing. Of course he does. As you heard, he's more than happy to big it up, talk it up, use her as a cash cow, like I say. But let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, because obviously it's all free, isn't it? Get to see my long hair. Why not? There's another live on Monday the 12th of May. I'm going to give away £5,000 because everyone in my comments keeps saying that how Julia is Madeline. So I'm like, well, if you can prove it, I'll give you £5,000. And I've done it last Monday. And I've still got the £5,000 and all. So I'll do it again. This will be the second chance and last chance. Monday the 12th. Come with all your evidence. Tell me how Julia Wandelt is Madeline McCann. Bearing in mind, the eye is different. She's 2 years too old. And her DNA is Polish. But no, Julia is Madeline. So I'll invite people to prove it on Monday, the 12th of May, 7 p.m. So that'd be a good one. And then on the Thursday, the 7 p.m. live stream, we are looking at Christian Bruckner, the scapegoat. But yeah, for Shaun Attwood and that Ron Swanson, or whatever his name is, Project ReQ, it's just wrong. They should not be pushing the narrative that Julie Wandelt is pushing because she's ill. She needs help. Will she get the help she needs in prison? Who knows? But I don't know. But Shaun Attwood's going to carry on. He's not going to stop. He will not stop while there's still money in it. And like he says, tries to make out that his channel doesn't change with her on it, or it does. But you can see, I mean, you're all getting tens of thousands of views from that video. By not having it, you will lose those views. And he's got all his links and everything, to, to cash in on it. So Julia Wandelt is his cash cow. Julia thinks she's got, fans or whatever, but they're complicit and they're actually helping her, like, push the false narrative to get arrested. But if you're in an interview and you're saying that you actually met up with them, I can't get my head around the fact that she pleaded not guilty when she should have just pleaded guilty, surely. Don't know. Let me know in the comments. You get a couple like that on wizardswords.com too. I'll probably put the links in the description when this is all said and done. I will update the description and put some links in there. That might be helpful. I don't know if the links are actually already in there. No, they're not. Me bad. I'll have to do that after the stream. But yeah, let me know. What do you think in the comments? Let me know. We'll wrap this up. As it's a rather See that? I was going to say a sunny Sunday. As I look out, the sun sort of died down a little bit. It's playing with me. But yeah, there's no way, shape or form. There's literally nothing that could convince me that Julia is Madeline McCann. I mean, from what I've seen, from what I now know, and hopefully what you've seen and heard, you're on the same wavelength. But there we have it. But yeah, I think I've gone through all the comments. I believe. I don't think I've missed any. But yeah, but there we go. We'll call out all the brain dead people that seem to want to jump on Julia Wandelt's lies. But she's been remanded in custody for a reason. That's all I can say. So, like I say at the end of video, I mean every video, be wizard, stay wizard. That's the wizard's words.